Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Hey guys, hey, welcome to Flyover Sale Film. Hi. Let's hurry up before our contestants fall asleep.
Yeah,
doing
don't
ASMR videos now.
Wait,
Hello?
how recording?
Hi.
Hey,
This
I'm
is
gonna.
TJ. This is Brian, and this is
This is
Joe.
my.
Hi.
You hear this?
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
How are you doing?
You hear that? Could you hear something? Welcome to episode.
This is almost
80.
as good as the one we started coughing at the beginning of COVID. We were hilarious.
Hey,
We never did
episode 80.
Hey, Joe, put masks on a bunch of stand-up people and Photoshop them. Let us get a little viral.
That was a good one. We had lots of bits. We had lots of
Yeah,
good
we
bits.
did. Early COVID, we hit that. We hit that content.
We had some Tiger King content. We were firing it up.
Oh yeah, we did.
And then something happened. I don't know what happened, and we stopped producing content. I don't know why.
We're back on track now, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're hot and heavy.
Hey, I get it. I understand what you're saying.
We even have a thumbnail made before we even fucking film.
Look at that. That's the episode we're doing right now. We're recording it, and it's made. That makes us look like hacks, honestly.
Oh god, that
even,
terrible black Photoshop job. It looks better when you just stand right in front of it.
Give him a little kiss.
So, do you guys want to talk about any news, like the Eternals trailers and some shit like that, or you want to jump into the topic?
Yeah, I don't have much, honestly.
Wait, wasn't there something else though that we were going to talk about before the Eternals bullshit?
Yeah, we're leading into it.
Just a mini topic.
The Eternals looks fine.
Yeah,
I didn't like the
monsters. Like it's going to be a little boring.
I wonder if the monster's not done yet, which is an obvious maybe thing. But to be the final trailer and to have that be like
pretty shitty monsters.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like I said, it reminded me of Shazam. You know, you got like a bunch of people with kind of similar powers fighting some like interestingly designed but basically forgettable gray monsters. Like,
you know what I did enjoy though is the he's not the other one from Game of Thrones, not the Kit Harington one, but the Robb Stark. I'm wondering because they focused on his eye power so much that I wonder if they're like giving that as like kind of like a early Cyclops, just like a look to what like they.
He could be a good Cyclops.
I mean, he won't be Cyclops. Not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like,
he's this guy.
The power and like showing
he's
it
old as
so
fuck.
much.
So
like, maybe
it looks like an early, like I don't know, like 2011 superhero movie for some reason. Just like
I'm getting some Thor 2 vibes off of it. I can see that, like
an off-brand one too, like not the main guys.
I'll tell you what. I saw this brought up on Twitter. I think it was Ryan talking about it.
Shout out to Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. It's a lot of fucking characters to introduce in one movie. You got all the Eternals, plus all the Deviants, plus the idea of the Celestials. So you got like super powerful people fighting other super powerful people, but created by even more powerful people.
Well, I think you nailed it. Like,
I'm much more excited for Shang-Chi.
That looks great.
Yeah. I mean, it all looks fine. It's a Marvel movies. They don't really miss. And then, you know, they have that part at the end where Brian, whatever his fucking name is, Tyree, is like, oh, what'd you make this out of? Vibranium and this IKEA faucet. But I think you nailed it, Brian, with the tweet where it was like, okay, relax. You said it would be like a couple minutes of like character intros, 2 hours of like exposition and then a final battle of just nameless,
Right. It'll be shot very beautifully, but they'll have to go around and like collect up the team, and that'll take up a big chunk of the middle of it, and then you'll have that. Like definitely several of the action beats we saw in the trailer are from a single scene at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
When they probably first get to Earth and fight the deviants. That we'll see
That
for shots. For shots though that are like in real locations, why does it look so gray? Why is
the Earth is a fucked up place, Joe.
Because it's sad. Because it's sad.
I've been watching Ted Lasso, and that show's so happy. I just want everything to be that happy.
I'm so what? I'll be happy when I can stop having to hear about Ted Lasso. That would make me happy.
You know what? Now that's a perfect fucking transition. You know when I'll be happy? When people shut the fuck up about the Suicide Squad. Every single day now, there's a fucking trending tweet because James Gunn, blah blah. Get it?
James Gunn's annoying.
Some assholes tried to put out videos on it and shit.
Yeah, they did like three videos or one video about 3 movies that star Harley Quinn. It's like what kind of
super self-indulgent, just long. Blah,
so
blah.
clearly,
the thumbnail was great though.
Everybody has seen that goddamn movie. Everybody has seen that goddamn movie. So my mini topic was, I challenged the guys to pick one movie that you think the rest of us has not seen.
Ooh.
And just recommend it. Like maybe pitch it, and maybe some of us we'll watch it down the road. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Joe.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of the few. I guess it's an indie, right? That would be the only fucking pick we'd ever pick. There's a movie with David Duchovny called The TV Set. It has David Duchovny and Sigourney Weaver. I want to say. Anyway, really good. It's a really good cast. And it's just about a guy trying to get his. It's a Hollywood movie. He's trying to get his script made, and it gets produced. But then
what year did it come out? You got an era.
2007, maybe 6.
Okay, all right.
And then
Heartbreakers era Sigourney Weaver.
2006.
A little older. But she plays the studio head. She's really funny, and so she plays that real bitchy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. The TV set.
Right on.
And it's basically David Duchovny writes this basically memoir, like a dramedy, and the studio wants to turn it into the next Friends. It's very similar actually to the show Episodes, weirdly enough, because there's a British couple who comes over from England.
You've ever seen Extras?
Yeah.
Like that.
Ooh.
Comes over from
Episodes
England
is so good too.
To help adapt the David Duchovny, this British couple that comes over to help adapt, or a producer help adapt the show. But of course, it gets super bastardized and Americanized, and F-Boy Island, there's a slut island, like that F-Boy Island from this year on HBO Max. There's an early Horror Wars or something like that joke in it.
MILF Island.
Yeah, something from 30.
Oh hell yeah, I'd watch that.
I just always found it a really
Lisa Ann.
I should have a couple people. She thought it was fine, but I always found it a really good dramedy that delves with Hollywood stuff, because you also focus on some of the younger actors who get cast in the pilot. It's all about producing a pilot that gets totally turned upside down.
Nice. I've actually never heard of that movie.
I
think Joe hit it out of the park. He took everybody out.
He also has a great. I think it's actually on Tubi. He has a great.
Oh man, that's when you're supposed to stop.
Yeah, you won that round. Trying to keep rolling.
I just want to say he also has a great speech about for the Scorsese fanboy and me about how do you not know who Travis Bickle is to someone else.
Didn't I get that wrong last time when we played a game? I didn't know who the fuck Travis Bickle was.
But anyway,
he's a great character from Goodfellas. You should really learn your history, TJ.
No, Travis Bickle is a great character in that movie.
So thin.
King of comedy.
You haven't seen Joker? He's the protagonist.
He's actually.
I did just finally watch Joker. Don't get me started. Fucking Joker.
Wait, that was your first time?
First watch. I had never seen it.
Guys, look through our thumbnails. We have so many thumbnails with
about Joker. Yeah.
Phoenix of the Joker just leading up to it, because we used to just put all the topics on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my pick for it.
Good pick. Brian.
Okay. I got a real, a pick, and then I got a couple honorable mentions. So, my real pick is Sorcerer. It's from I think it's 1979.
Is that Nicolas Cage?
No.
Sorcerer
This is
Supreme.
William Friedkin, so director of The Exorcist. Roy Scheider from Jaws. It's a couple other guys.
Oh, I've heard of this.
There's these four guys basically get a job transporting some super volatile explosive across the rainforest to like drop it off. Where like they're driving these big trucks, and the idea is like seriously like a bump in the road could just obliterate them or whatever. So it's just a very tense and I don't know. It's just a really good movie. I like William Friedkin a lot. And it was one I hadn't heard of. I think Lon actually mentioned it one time, and I ended up seeing it. And it's really good. It's great.
Oh, what's your honorable mentions, man?
Honorable mentions. There's my wife exclusively. It's like you wonder where Harrison gets it. My wife exclusively watches horror movies on streaming. It's like all we would do. So The Wind on Netflix is a pretty decent little horror movie that came out pretty recently. You saw that one. What about
come on a podcast?
No, she'll never come on your podcast. She's too good for this.
It's all right. You have an open invite.
And then this is a movie that I actually did a DVD bunker on.
She's not watching.
She never will see it. She will never see.
Why are you inviting her?
She said to me the other day, we're talking about going to the wedding, and she was like, "This will be the first time I've ever met any of these people." I was like, "I mean, only by your choice, really."
You've had opportunities.
I mean, I was pretty wide open. And then my other honorable mention was a movie that, even though I even did a DVD bunker on it, nobody watched that, and nobody watched my movie, and that's called Burning Bright. It's a thriller from, it's a couple years old now, maybe 2013, 2014, basically about a girl who gets locked into a boarded up house during a hurricane with a hungry tiger. Her and her brother, her little brother's autistic. Like, and yeah, only much better than Crawl. It's very tense and scary and cool, and a lot of good like real tiger effects and like some decent, make it feel pretty good.
I like this topic. People are bringing it. TJ, are you gonna surprise us with a pick that nobody has heard of?
He always does.
I mean,
I haven't heard of like a quarter of TJ's movies he picked.
Yeah, I just let him name movies. I will not have heard of them.
So, I mean, Sarah will like this then. If she's in the
She's not watching.
I know, but she could
just
tell her.
I'll pass it along.
I'm writing them down for once.
She likes your guys' tweets. She lurks around. She likes your tweets.
Yes, she does. More than Jusef does. The, you guys, a lot of
there's a reason, TJ.
Yeah, I know. Damn it.
Their likes are earned, TJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys should just do it because you're my friends. So like obviously like a lot of the movies that I think you guys wouldn't have seen, I've kind of suggested. We never watched Mac and Me, but everyone kind of knows that Paul Rudd's also someone that put it on deck. But my dad, who showed me Chucky when I was about 5 years old, great father, also showed me this other movie that I haven't been able to really find. I think Scream Factory might have released a Blu-ray, but it was like $30 at the time. Now it's like $70 if you want it.
Limited production.
I've definitely mentioned it before on here, I'm sure, but it's this little horror movie called The Pit. It's just like it's
I think Red Letter Media did The Pit, right?
Yeah, it's like
one of their best and worsts, I think.
It's not completely unknown, but it's something that's like 1975 or 77 in between that time. But it's like a little boy has a teddy bear that becomes I don't know if it's demonic or he just sees that it is.
Or it's like his connection to these things in the pit or something, right? Something like that. But it's also
these little monsters that are in a pit in the forest somewhere, and the kid just starts feeding him people, and they're just these little essentially critters with legs and arms. Like that's all they look like.
I do think there is a Blu-ray release of this, but yeah, you're right. It's probably not easy to find.
No, it's on sale on Amazon right now for $18 from. It looks fucking awesome too.
That ain't too bad actually.
It's something like off kilter, just kind of like if they take like the ET thing almost, or it's like a little boy.
Sounds like a good episode for Flyover Fear.
TJ, you want to do this for Flyover State of Fear?
Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
It has to be on YouTube. Yeah, like it's like every little boy growing up like who hates their teacher, gets angry at a neighbor who like took their ball or frisbee in the yard. Like this kid kind of Yeah, he fulfills kind of what you would want, but you don't really want to do. But also,
Like a
it's got
monkey spot.
comedic sense to it. So you can find like him and this woman in a wheelchair clip
This
on
movie
YouTube.
looks sweet.
Pushing
Yeah.
her across the.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen that. They're like going a long shot of him like pushing her through the field, right, in her
Forever.
wheelchair.
Yeah, it's like
Get ready
a
to dump her
12-minute
ass in the
shot.
pit.
Yeah, but yeah, that would be
It's
mine.
also
Like,
it's also a cheap rental and $5 to buy on video on Prime. Like
streaming,
video.
man. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
bad at all.
So
It's me.
All
It's
right,
a good pick.
he's doing
Sounds
good.
interesting.
Killing it. Everybody's killing it. What about you, Jusef? Surprise us.
I have.
And somebody should have put a disclaimer on here that Jusef couldn't pick some fucking bullshit pretentious foreign movie.
It's
that
not.
Nobody
It's
would have
not.
heard
I
of
actually
anyway.
have
Chocolat.
I have two picks that I am 100% sure all of you would love watching. One
Bold
is
claim.
Brazil. It's called Brazil, and we love
We all
it.
called
love
Brazil.
Brazil. Everybody knows how much we love
City
Brazil.
Slickers 1. No, I think I've mentioned it in the past. The first one that I mentioned, and then I'll mention another one. But the first one is called Mickey and Nicky. It's 1976. It's a drama loosely tied to mafia. So it's written by Elaine May, written and directed actually, and she's the one that wrote Birdcage.
Oh shit.
It stars Emmett Walsh, Peter Falk of Columbo, John Cassavetes of Rosemary, and Ned Beatty of 1,000 Things.
Everything.
This guy loves his Emmett Walsh, man. He can't get enough.
I love Emmett Walsh. But this is such a good movie because I think it's Nicky or one of them fucks up with the mafia, and he's been hiding away for like a week in a motel, and he just calls his best friend for help. And most of the movie, you're trying to figure out if his best friend is gonna fuck him over to the
Right.
mafia.
Yeah.
And it's a cool just study of male friendships because they have like a fucked up history between them, but they still love each other and they respect each other. But at the end, they're like rehashing the past and like trying to rekindle their friendship. But at the same time, you're like, he's gonna fuck him over, isn't he? And then at the same time, you're following along Ned Beatty, who is the hitman looking for him, and he's just like, it's almost like he's an accountant, just like he's.
Yeah, I love the unassuming hitman. That's that.
And he has trouble finding parking, and he's like complaining that he has to pay for the calls, and he's like trying to keep track of all his expenses, and he's like, I'm not gonna make a lot of money at this kill. Is it worth it? Like, it's such a and at the same time, like, it's shot supposedly like in a night. Obviously, it's multiple shoots. Like, it's not in one take, but it's during just one night, and it all takes place in New York City. And it's all like very dirty, very gritty 70s New York City. So it's a beautiful film to watch, and honestly,
it's on HBO Max right now.
Yeah. Who's the I don't know if he was a hitman, but the bodyguard of the guy in Suicide Kings? Talking about his shoes the whole time.
Oh, Dennis Leary.
Yeah, like that. Like, kind of reminds me of what you were just talking about.
No, dude, this
far
good.
And the
we love
other
70s
one,
cinema.
and the other one, and it's just because it's such a, at least for me, I grew up as him being old grumpy man. Walter Matthau. He did a couple of action movies in the 70s, and one of them is called Charlie Varick. And
Charlie Varick?
And it's Charlie Varick, yeah. It's 1973. John Don Barker is also in that movie. You may know him from like Golden Guy, Congo, some stuff like that. But it's just like this just straightforward bank robbery gone wrong. And Walter just plays such a suave, cool dude that just like kicks ass and kills people. And just watching him as a young-ish man kicking ass, and you're just in your back in your head, you're going like, that's the dude from Broken Old Man. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Walter Matthau has always been old.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later when we talk about Tommy Lee Jones. But like, there's not much difference in what Walter
Tommy
Matthau
Lee Jones
like
does seem his youngest in Under Siege, to be fair.
Yes, he does. There's not much difference between Walter Matthau in 1973 and Walter Matthau in 1993 when he does
the hair, I guess.
The hair
in the body.
I love Dennis.
But yeah, those two movies I 100% recommend. Actually, you mentioned Lawton. Lon was the one that recommended Charlie to me, Charlie Varick, and Mickey and Nikki. I just stumbled on it, and it instantly became one of my favorite movies of all time. I probably watched it like 2 or 3 times, and I only found it when I moved to Texas. So maybe in 2 years, I've seen it 3 times already.
Oh,
That's great.
Because it's such a it's
I
not
feel the same way about
pretentious.
Lon, or Sorcerer. So Lon's getting a big shout out on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
episode.
Yeah, check out Lon covering a great 70s cinema in Invasion of the Body Snatchers on Flyover State of Fear on this network.
Link on the doobly-doo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our
look
most
it up.
professional guest yet.
Oh, thank you, Joe, for Brian.
Yeah, I mean that seems like a personal attack, but whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
just let that ride.
It's fine.
Hey, Brian, do you want to do a topic unprofessional?
I don't know. I'm pretty unprofessional. I'm not really good at my job of podcasting
No, you're
professionally.
All right, man. I gotta go. See you guys.
So we watched Under Siege. Everybody knows what's coming. Arguably, when originally, I don't know if people watch these episodes. We were going to watch Marked for Death. There were a couple of Seagal's earlier works. I made the comment during that conversation that Under Siege is the only good Steven Seagal movie.
But I wanted to watch Bones Break.
Well, none of us wanted to rent anything for $3, so we made it Audible. We wanted to watch something we could watch for free, and we did Under Siege. But I thought, well, why not just do a nice broad topic where we can just have a good time, and we can talk about our favorite just 80s and 90s action movies. We all came up in a similar era. Joe a little bit less, but still, I think he'll be all right. I'm going to fire it up right now because I have a couple right off the bat I want to say, but I also scrounged up my notes for the DVD Bunker episode of top 10 action movies, and most of them are 80s and 90s. I think I only got a couple from the 2000s. So those will be my honorable mentions.
You didn't have Bullet on there?
No.
Did you have the big hit?
I did have Jaws on there. It's from the 70s.
The big hit.
I think it's an action movie. People call it a horror movie. I don't think Jaws is a horror movie. It's like an action thriller.
It's an event.
Am I going to have to bleep out DVD Bunker again?
No, don't ever do it. Somebody might click on that once.
That
once. So the two I wanted to make sure I mentioned before we do the honorable mention later. Roadhouse. I mean, fucking come on.
Yeah.
Just people enjoy it ironically, but it's actually just awesome. It's got a great cast. It's really funny, but serious love. It's funny while still maintaining the reality of its own world and stuff. It's just a great Patrick Swayze's finest.
Spoilers: the Sam Elliott death is definitely fucking one of those ones that get you.
Go watch our Flyover Instead of Film episode on Roadhouse. We had a blast.
We did do that, yes. Yeah.
And I forgot we did do that one. We did another one that would be on my list. I'm not going to mention it right now. But the other one I wanted to mention, and I don't think this one gets. This is actually my favorite of the high regard Nick Cage 90s action trilogy. I got to go with Con Air.
Yes.
You steal my thunder.
You
stealing.
Yeah. I assumed Joe was.
No, go on.
No, Joe doesn't have dibs on every Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say Con Air.
You're allowed to say Con Air. You're absolutely allowed to say Con Air.
Because everybody says it's always between The Rock and Face Off, and everybody's favorite is, and I think Con Air deserves to be in the running for best of that trilogy. Yeah. It's got an incredible cast. It's got a fun and stupid premise. It's the best hijacking.
Is it Nick Cage's biggest role? He looks so huge in that.
Yeah, it's pretty jacked. He's always he's got that tank top on. I'm sorry, sports vest.
He got extra jacked for that role.
Right?
Plus the long hair, plus the Trisha Yearwood song. I mean, it's all it all comes together.
Oscar nominated Trisha Yearwood song.
They just use it at the right moments, man.
How do I live without you?
Movie, I love that fucking movie so much because it moves. It never sleeps.
It moves. It's the cast. It's got that thing in the 90s where it's got that crazy cast. They just used to throw everything. They're like, no, it doesn't matter. We'll put every actor in this. It's great.
You mentioned The Rock, and actually, I think that people have missed memories about The Rock because The Rock is paced really poorly. It's a fun movie, but you put it on today, and I was out going to talk about Face Off, right? Face Off is incredibly fun.
Face Off is too long, also.
but it's long.
But it's so
But it moves.
good.
But it moves. It's
Yeah.
long, but it moves, and I don't feel its length.
Dude, I watched it the other day for the first time since I was a kid, and I had a chubby the entire fucking time. It was so goddamn.
Dominic Swain will do that to you.
I was like, oh, it's so good.
Like the John Woo action scenes are pretty fucking fun in that movie, and I love the disregard in that. One of my favorite things, and this isn't so bad it's good. A moment I never talk about the Cage movie, like these Cage movies like that. But John Woo's disregard for caring about the stunt people being seen is amazing. Because it's just like, no, you're going to watch a cool scene and whatever, we're throwing these guys off a boat. I mean, and they're clearly not them.
But it's going to be
and
real
Travolta's,
people, so it's going to be badass.
Yeah, and Travolta pulls it out better than Cage in that movie. Travolta playing Cage is better than Cage.
Both.
They both are on par.
I don't know. Cage in the prison when he's screaming but also crying. Yeah. He's just that's such a great moment.
You know what I say? I say quite often, and I mostly say it to myself because so many people.
Like I legit argue that it's not campy. It's
not campy. It's fun.
It's not. It's just good. Period. I honestly fell in love with the movie the other day when I watched it.
The best part about Face Off is that action movies today get wrong, and all the movies we're going to talk about in this 90s, 80s are the positive and do this is they don't bog you down with all this exposition and time. They're just like, yeah, that's some science jargon. That's how we did it, and they move on. They don't need to show us the, the real it's fine. I don't need. Yeah, there's a microchip on his throat. Great, it comes into play 3 hours later. But I always quote that movie, but it's a random one of Nick Cage, John Travolta when he goes, "Woo-wee, you good looking," but no one ever knows. No one ever knows it.
There's so many good lines in that.
Dude, no,
Con Air too. Con Air's got to put the bunny back in the box.
I could eat a peach. I could eat a peach for hours.
It's
good.
Run.
Nobody's gonna say it.
Let me suck on your tongue.
What's your movie?
I mean, there's the obvious ones that honorable mentions for everybody, the Predators and all that. But like for me, growing up, as in the '90s, I was a big karate fan, huge karate fan. We actually talked about this on the Little Giants flyover. Or flyby, but we did Three Ninjas was a big one for me growing up as a kid. Another one was like an Undisputed with like Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames like in prison.
Oh, the boxing movie. The prison boxing movie.
It's like Gladiator with Cuba Gooding Jr. and whoever the white guy in that is. I'm not sure who that is. But like those type of like action movies growing up or like sports action movies are probably the ones that I'm like watch the most. You have the your obvious ones. I don't really have any like that people haven't already seen before other than like Gladiator. Like if you've never seen Gladiator with that boxing movie, it's one of the best boxing movies you'll ever see that no one knows about. Same with like The Program with football, kind of like on those same levels.
I love The Program. That's a good one.
The Program is one of the best. And like
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I mean probably the biggest action movie that like everybody knows of for when I was late 90s obviously, but Blade is like that opening scene with the blood raid is like blood rave is one of the best things I've ever seen on film still to this day. Like a lot of them just like Wesley Snipes, even I just watched the other day off the top of my head. I just can't think of the name. Sylvester Stallone. You guys are gonna kill me.
Oh, Demolition Man.
Demolition Man.
Oh yeah.
That's like one of those ones.
That in U.S. Marshals and Passenger 50 something.
57. Hell yeah.
57. Like Wesley was a motherfucker.
What was the murder?
Yeah, he was killing it for sure.
Yeah,
Murder 1600's good. Rising Sun with Sean Connery's good.
Obviously, The Fan.
These are all great dad movies.
Yeah.
These are just fucking
we're fully into some dad territory here.
But then, like, again,
Wesley kills it.
Yeah, like Jackie Chan.
Money Train.
With, like, Jackie Chan, Jet Li. With, like, Lethal Weapon 4 is one of my guilty pleasures.
Love Lethal Weapon 4 growing up.
Yeah, like.
That one's in the 2000s, though.
Yeah, well,
no, Lethal Weapon 4.
Like, Rumble in the Bronx and Mr. Nice Guy.
It's about 2001, 2002.
No, it's 98. I'm going to stake my reputation on it.
It's definitely earlier than that. It's late 90s.
But either way, like those ones are like a lot of karate and like physical. Like,
that's my pick.
Guys,
my pick.
my
wasn't
reputation is strong. It's 1998.
Okay.
Damn.
all right, Scott Mance.
All right. 1 point. Slow down. Give a fuck. I'm kidding. My pick is Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Like Police Story 2, Operation Concord, Legend of the Drunken Master,
Rumble in
Tuxedo.
the Bronx. Like Rumble in the Bronx was the breakout
Mr.
for me.
Nice
like,
Guy, Twin Dragons, Rush Hour, fuck. I mean, every single fucking movie from like 84 to 99, I watched. Like it was
Sure.
my obsession. Like I would go to Blockbuster or Video Avenue, which was the competition in Puerto Rico, and I would be like, if he was in the cover, I was like, I want that. That's the one. I want that one right there. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is, but I know there's going to be at least 3 to 4 action sequences that I'm going to go, how is he alive? How didn't he die filming that? And I know that towards the end, there's going to be a bad guy with long legs that is very quick, and Jackie's going to be like, oh, I can't beat him. And then he goes like, okay, I'm going to beat him now. And he beats him. Like every single fucking. I fucking love Jackie Chan.
I think we'll be
I should start, and now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should start my own podcast. You know, because all my picks have been about action, so I should maybe start wearing sunglasses, put on a suit, buy into my own fucking ego, crash and burn, and then become a musician. Maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I don't. Just maybe. I don't know. Any honorable mentions?
Oh shit! You know what I got my notebook here.
I don't even know you're making fun of. Yeah, we'll be remiss if we don't mention the Matrix. Not the first Matrix.
Yeah, I didn't even need. I mean, we could do a greatest hits. You know, it's easy. We know the good ones.
Okay,
everyone knows the favorites.
Fine. Yeah, you're right. Right.
But also, like, I got stiff rules. Like, to me, the Matrix is not. That's a sci-fi movie. That's not even an action movie. That's a sci-fi movie. So I mean, you gotta. How do you divvy them up? You know. Yes,
right, man. I'm fine. Volcano.
Said Point Break's on my list. Rumble in the Bronx. Air Force One. Come on. Air Force One. First Blood. That's 82.
I don't consider. I don't. Wait. I don't consider First Blood an action movie.
What?
I've always considered First Blood a drama first.
The second one then. First Blood Part 2.
First Blood
I don't know. I've never even seen it.
My number one on my list when I did this for the bunker, and we've already done it on the show, is fucking Desperado, man. I love Desperado.
Let's save Desperado for the next topic.
What was the next topic?
Joe, did you have anything else? I feel like you talked about a little bit about Face Off, but you might have another pick you wanted to throw out there.
No.
If not, it's fine.
I'm good.
I do.
No, I appreciate your concern, but I'm good. It was just truly I wanted to talk about Face Off and Con Air, and you mentioned both. There's other Nick Cage action movies, but none of them have the vigor.
We would be remiss not to mention 1995's Mortal Kombat.
Great
that
movie.
Is Brian.
And like we didn't mention Die Hard, but you don't have to like TJ said, you don't have to mention Die Hard and Predator. People know Commando. People know Commando.
What was it? True Lies, right?
Oh, Longest Good Night. I said True Lies. That was on my list.
Okay.
The Fugitive.
Double Jeopardy. Actually, that's more suspense, but Double Jeopardy.
Yeah. I just rewatched Speed. Speed's a classic.
Oh, Speed is so good, man. Speed is like legit a good movie.
All right,
that Sandy and
What
Piano
are
Kimmy.
we doing next? We doing more action talk.
Save Minds.
No,
do the game after because it involves Steven Seagal. So,
okay, all right. So, TJ, let's do your best action sequence. Oh fuck, I haven't been writing down the timestamps. I'm gonna have to do that while editing. Fuck.
Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, as many times I did it 5 times. It's not fun.
Guys, all right.
It's not fine from all the practice I had.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I'll let you guys start off so I can pick a different one. But like with action films, the best part of them is the sequences, like the big blockbuster. What they
such a good topic, TJ. I'm so glad that you came up.
Yeah, man, dude. I've been thinking
about
it all
I
week.
was like, is this going to be too similar? Am I just going to be talking about the same movies? But no.
No, well, like I'll just obviously the Blade, Blood Rave was one of the ones for me, but I have another one in the back of my head. So we'll start with
So don't?
Joe. You start first, but best action sequences that you can remember growing up. I guess 80s and 90s. You want to do like
I didn't do 80s and 90s. I did more newer ones because I had talked 80s and 90s. That was my idea.
I didn't know it was growing up. So
No. Like any.
Not doing growing up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can be any time.
Yeah.
Can I start?
Yeah, please. I started last time.
So
Gross.
I have two, and they're two very distinct, completely different action sequences. The first one is the one that I already kind of hinted towards, is the bar shootout in Desperados.
Yeah.
Like, is maybe the first introduction to that over the top style. At least
I hadn't seen a John Woo movie by the time I saw. Like I saw Desperado first. You know?
Yes, that was my gateway to like gunfighting, where a single shot would blow you away. The stars just jumping in the air, shooting, and there's so much bullets, so many people, and it ends with such a good sequence where they're like trying to find the gun with the bullet.
Bullet in it. Oh,
it's so fun. It's such a good movie, and one of our best episodes because people keep trying to find Desperado for free on YouTube.
So they keep clicking on it. We get those points, they rack up.
Yeah. Thank you for the clicks. And the second one is obviously I grew up with Jackie Chan. I've already mentioned that. And every time there's a new face in the game, I fall in love with a new face, and that face was Tony Jaa. And the action sequence is The Protector, which is like an 8-minute, almost an 8-minute sequence where they had a 4-minute one take where he goes through countless of people, and the camera work is fantastic too. Like it follows
it's
him.
A spiral stairwell that's like around the outside of a.
Yes, it's like I think it's 5 flights of stairs where he goes up, and every single flight of landing has a sequence where he fights a different set of bad guys. Like he throws them off, he breaks through walls, doors, he breaks windows, they break furniture on him. And it's so much fun because one, like you have to appreciate like he had to coordinate the entire thing and learn it. Like every stuntman had like a moment, but he had to like remember the entire sequence. But what I really love about that sequence is that action movies don't show you fatigue. And towards the end, he is so goddamn tired. He's just like just throws the people like just fuck off, dude. I'm already in my 5th flight of stairs. My legs are killing me, and his leg kicks are like, just like that. He's like, he's done with it. He's done. And then it ends with him. Obviously, this is where they cut, but it ends with him running and doing a jumping knee. And then he goes in and he figures out what happened to his elephant, and he has like this like mid-level boss fight with the main bad guy, and the main bad guy is that classic Jackie Chan. He has very fast legs, very long legs. Fight sequence.
The kicker.
But yeah, that's
that kicking villain.
The kicking villain, man. Those are the worst. But yeah, those are my 2 picks.
That's a good one. That's good.
When I remembered Tony Jaa sequence, I was like,
that's when I first started getting like the UFC, when like you would see that, and like the big thing would be like Muay Thai sequences, or like they like
he was big.
People using their knees and elbows and shit.
Yeah, that was like one of the coolest things because you knew a lot. He was doing a lot of. What did they do, like 4 or 5 of those?
Yeah, they did a lot of on box, a lot of protectors. A couple of protectors, more on box. I think they did more on box.
Yeah, the first 2 on box are legit good. Rest. Yeah.
Who's up next?
Joe.
Oh yeah. I mean, mine's fairly newer. I guess not anymore, but and maybe it's cliche. But the bathhouse nightclub sequence in John Wick, I find it so slick. Of like the music and just the way it's shot and lit, and the people take a little bit of steps, but it's all the fucking double tap bullets. It's like the cleanest, longest action sequence I could think of, that also results in not being clean by the end of it. Like that. I mean, I guess that whole movie, that whole first movie,
and he let Kevin Nash get away.
Yeah,
that was probably one of the best scenes. It was like working. He's like kinda, and he's like, disappears. But like that, even the bat sequence when he when they're hiding Reek, I don't know his fucking.
Yeah, I call Reek
Yeah.
too.
But like that type of thing, like the fear in him, but then also like
That's-
he gets like that whole just like him knowing he's coming. John Wick has movies, like all those type.
Yeah,
of
it's
things.
not like
Don't steal them all. There might be
Yeah.
other ones.
there might be other. Yeah, it's a good well to pick from the John Wicks.
Yeah, but I agree that that sequence is so good because the music is so loud.
Yeah.
It's the music
flashing
for me.
lights. It's so well lit and so well, and he's just like,
And when he's trying to get through the club, once Reek gets out and he's running through, and like he's trying to get through the actual club, and like he's just throwing guys into John Wick, and he's just like,
Yeah.
just like I think it was like the bullet noises with the music.
Yeah.
So
It's
ASMR and like pleasing essentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so like clean and pleasing. That's the perfect
Yeah.
word for it, right? Like I get to hear the song in
find
my
people
head.
getting assassinated, pleasing.
Pleases me.
I'm like just like I don't know that
Look, I look like a floating head.
you look like part of your poster. Put yourself over Seagal.
Oh,
Or like put half your face in his face.
Yeah. I want to redo that thumbnail.
no, you
it's
can't.
already
I'm
done.
editing today.
Who is it? Me? Am I up?
There's no time. Yeah, go for it.
Alright, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned this one yet in the last subject, but this is probably my favorite action sequence, which is not that like unknown, but it's also one of the longest. I'm thinking it's T2, the beginning of the mall scene, the entire fight through the mall onto the
chase through
semi
the
with the
LA River.
motorcycle. Yeah, and then like when he finally like it for me like growing up like because I saw that movie when I was probably same time I saw Chucky. Like it's a violent movie, and also T-1000 is essentially like one of the scariest slashers on film.
Yeah,
And the way he runs in, that whole thing, it's like that thing where like you're in John Connor's like POV and like you just got this giant semi, he's getting hit and like that whole like and the noise that Furlong makes, like you can find a little just like those like little things, but like that entire like 15-minute scene, you're just like, and then again that movie has him with the minigun and the helicopter and all the cops where he doesn't murder one, but like just takes clippings of him and stuff like that, or even him like that entire fucking movie with him taking the gas cans off the chest and just like then shooting them back at the cops, like going through the end. I think that's got like the best sequences.
Oh yeah, the sound design too. The boom.
Yeah,
when he's shooting the gas cannons.
Yeah, with the
and then all of a sudden T-1000 is taking a motorcycle upstairs that are just like zing zing. Like I love stuff like that.
And I've never gotten over how cool Arnold looks in a motorcycle, pumping that shotgun one-handed.
When he flips it. Oh man,
it's the coolest thing ever.
And it's
nobody has stopped him.
No,
that's
like,
true. I've never
as a
been
kid
with me ever since I first saw it.
Man, and then when he grabs someone, puts him on his motorcycle and takes off, and then the
be if you
very
want to
end of
leave.
it, where he hits like the overpass, it all explodes, and then Arnold's sitting there with the thing, and the tire rolls out, and he thinks it's T-1000, and then he just cocks it back and takes off, and then eventually he walks out. I mean, if they tried to do that today, it would look ridiculous, which doesn't make any sense at all. But like they would go so heavy CGI that just wouldn't.
Yeah, somehow it would be too much. They'd overdo it.
Because you got to think everything was practical effects essentially, other than him in his liquid metal phase, But that's me. Sorry. Who's up, Brian?
So I tried to think of, like I said, some like more recent ones because I knew we'd be talking about 80s and 90s action. There's a lot of great action scenes in those movies, but I was like, no, I'm gonna stick with the last like 5-6 years.
The Predator.
And now the cop out answer would be like the whole of Mad Max Fury Road from like literally the beginning to the end with very little interruption.
I had that on my list and I didn't even know where to pick.
Right, it's like where do you start? And I thought that's what I did. But I narrowed it down. One of my favorite moments is the fight between Max and Furiosa when they're fighting over the shotgun and he's still chained.
Oh, and the hose and the
He's
water.
still chained. Yeah, and she's hitting him with the end of that hose, and he's still chained to Nux, and like I love that fight is so good. Like in one arm, she is just whooping the shit out of him. It's
and she has
really
all those little like hidden things that she knows about. Like she just like kind of does it, unleashes. Oh, dude, that is
another
probably my favorite fight scene.
And same thing with like the John Wick movies. I could literally be like, the majority of the 3 John Wick movies are my favorite action sequence of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But I wanted to pick, so I narrowed it down to a couple scenes in John Wick 3. One is the library scene where he fights the giant dude, and he ends up breaking his neck with the book. I love that. That's so good.
I love the knife scene though.
Yeah, well, but my favorite is when he teams up with Halle Berry and her dogs. That whole sequence where they're taking out that whole like enclave of guys, and just when there's always like somebody's about to pop off a shot, and then a dog rips them apart, like just tears them down.
You know, a lot of stuntmen had a lot of bruises from those dogs.
Yeah, because I think I watched the behind the scenes thing. They're like, well, you can't train a dog to act like he's attacking you. They attack you, and it's your job to just not get ripped up. But I also feel like that's like the full circle moment of John Wick, where now he has teamed with a dog to do action battle. You know, it started like what brought him back was this whole thing with the dog. So I feel like that was really a great full circle moment for him, and just a really incredible action scene. And fucking give Halle Berry her spinoff. Where is it? Gimme.
It's coming, man. The John Wick. I was just talking this to someone.
They're working on a show too, the Continental show,
and it's like a far back prequel about Ian McShane's character.
About the beginning of the beginning of the Continental.
It's the one world where I'm that's mysterious, but it's 3 movies right now. I'm like, just keep them coming to me. Like at this point, like you showed me you're gonna do them well. It's not like the Fast and the Furious.
When he had to go out to the guy in the desert, I was like, all right, this is getting a little... I was kind of okay, so now there's somebody who's above the high table. We haven't even seen the high table, but now we've seen this dude who's just like a guy in the desert.
I may give me like the world.
That was weird, but I'm still...
the world.
They built up a lot of goodwill by that time.
Yeah.
Give me the world. And let me then pick and choose what sucks and doesn't, like the rest of these things. But
I am open to, like you said, I'm open to like continue building in whatever weird way. Like when they added the underground like mafia like group of assassin homeless people.
That was such a good ad.
Yeah, that was
such
good.
a great ad. So good.
Also, it's deserved.
And it being Lawrence Fishburne.
Perfect.
If the world,
Jackie Chan is not in the 4th one, I fucking riot.
The
5th one, I mean the 5th one, because the 4th one is already packed.
Yeah, the 5th one, but the 5th one,
right?
Yeah. One more. Let me get one more basic bitch. I gotta get this in here. I'm sorry. I have to do it.
Predator.
No, it's the airport scene from Civil War. I'm fucking sorry.
Oh, no.
I like it. I actually love it.
Elevator scene.
One of the most comic book accurate moments in any of those movies. Dude. It's got a lot of really great. Like you see a lot of people mix it up and they move around. You see different people fighting different people, so you get to see different styles. And they don't like. It's just a really well done action sequence, I think. And I know it's got people start to rag on it over the last couple of years. I don't know why, but it's
elevator scene in Winter Soldier. You could add to that list too.
Yeah, elevator scene in Winter Soldier is incredible too.
I mean, the first intro to Iron Man, not the one where he escapes, but when he comes back.
Yeah, and he like goes to the Middle East. He's like killing all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Not an action sequence, but a stunt. The 18-wheeler flip in The Dark Knight always gets me going.
Yep.
The where he smashes up the building with the crane truck in Terminator 3.
You're sending topic ideas while we're recording?
I just thought of one. I didn't want to interrupt. We've never talked about that.
Off the zone.
All right. Joe, you got a game or something?
I got a game. It should go relatively quick.
Game.
So, it's called
Joe's been cheating. He's been learning from Colin. He knows how. Now he's going to do his game's going to get all better.
Yeah,
they're going to make sense. We're not used to that. We like Jusef games that
guys,
can't follow.
Where did you hear this game?
I don't know. My last game was banger though. Great title.
It's, by the way, rules. It's going to be before you to the title. It's going to work how we normally do. You wait to the end of it's a quote game. You wait to the end of the quote. You say your name, and then you tell me who you think it is. So
I must be on a delay. blowing me
It's
off.
called Quentin Tarantino or Steven Seagal. Because I realize they both kind of have similar fucking quotes in their lives.
Oh, okay, quotes, not movies. Just quotes.
No, not movies, just quotes of the person.
All
They're not
fiction.
famous quotes.
Even see.
They're not from movies. They're just from interviews that I pulled. There's 10 questions. I don't have a tiebreaker, so let's see how this goes. All right, I'm starting. I mean, let's be honest. 2 out of 10 would not bang, but at the same time, great shoulders on her. Who said it?
Jusef.
Jusef.
Steven Seagal.
Yes.
Yeah, he would have said feed if it was Tarantino.
Who was he talking about?
I don't know. It didn't tell me in the quote, but okay. After I say who said it, by the way, that is when you.
That's the cue.
When people ask me if I went to film school, I tell them no. I went to films.
TJ. Oh,
I
who said?
Should have said who said it. So
that's all right.
Yeah,
I think
TJ.
That's definitely a Tarantino thing.
Yeah.
If you don't like films, like Jesus,
They're violent because
Hey man, if you don't watch films,
dogs got personality. Personality goes a long way. Who said it?
Brian.
Brian said it first.
Yeah, it's Steven Seagal.
No, it's Quentin Tarantino.
No, it's Quentin Tarantino.
All right. Me, I'm Asian. I was raised in Asia. To be honest with you, my favorite films of all time are really Kurosawa films. Who said it?
TJ. TJ.
I heard TJ first.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It was right before. What?
Seagal.
Seagal? Okay. Yep. The secret is not to act.
Saying that though. He could have said that while he was like promoting Kill Bill.
So just the secret is not to act, but to be.
You said.
Who said it? Jusef.
Steven Seagal.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe Tarantino.
It's loose on the you said it. There's a big pause there.
Yeah.
Letting people get in. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the rules are here. I mean, I'm trying to play by them.
I'm sorry. I have a lot of Chinese fans who buy my movies on the streets and watch them, and I'm okay with it. Who said it?
Jusef.
Yeah.
Tarantino.
Yep.
Okay, that's
fair. Everything I learned as an actor, I have basically applied to writing. Who said it?
Jusef.
TJ.
Jusef.
Brian, did you just give up?
What? No, I'm paying attention.
Who said it? Yeah. I hate you, Brian. I was born with a serious spiritual conquest and for many years studied different paths. Who said it?
TJ.
Brian.
Steven Seagal.
Yes.
Fucking Steven Seagal.
I was gonna say Tarantino.
No, that's clearly him. The Asian with the spiritual background.
Told you, they were weirdly similar, right? I don't believe you should stay on stage until people are begging you to get off. I like the idea of leaving them wanting a little more. Who said it?
Brian.
Jusef.
Jusef cheated.
Tarantino.
Yeah. Jusef, I mean, I think, wait, I missed.
It looked like the Green Arrow.
No, you don't.
Okay, I have,
Fuck you, man.
I have one more, I guess? Oh, I have one more because Brian missed one, I think. But in real life, I do all the things other people pretend to do in movies. Who said it?
TJ.
TJ.
Seagal.
Yeah.
Jusef, say it. Jusef
I went out of order of how I made this.
Say it. Jusef, join.
Did I win?
Jusef won.
Yeah!
Hey, did I win?
Hey, did I win?
All right. Well, I thought it was a clever game.
It is.
That was good. So I treated it with respect.
It was a great game.
I respected the game. That's our thing.
Probably.
You did.
You respected.
I thought Seagal would have a lot more ridiculous things about politics and shit to say. So it was going to be who said it, Steven Seagal or Trump. But then I I realized
Trump
it
is so
was
easy.
I also tried, when I was thinking of episode names, I was trying to come up with something that had to do with Seagal and Trump and could not find a picture of them together. I was
Why?
sure that I would come up with a picture of them together easily. It didn't happen.
because he wrote, and I bought it as a joke, a book about illegal immigration that was also co-written by that terrible, awful sheriff, Joe Arpaio.
Oh, yeah, that guy sucks.
Watching
Yeah,
the
they wrote a
witness.
Oh,
book.
excuse me, sucked. He's
Yeah,
dead now.
they wrote a book together called, I think, The Way of the Wolf or some shit like that.
Shut up.
I was like, this is gonna be the funniest shit in the world, and I think I read one page, and it's just racist.
You
It's
should put
just
it in the back.
horrifically racist.
Yeah, because
I can't enjoy this ironically.
Yeah,
This is like if Tommy Wiseau dropped hard ends all the time.
oh god, you know he
Alright, how
does.
about we hard transition into the movie Under Siege. So I guess I'm the action guy now. I picked
Flyover State of Action.
yeah.
Actually,
like I said,
Flyover State of Fights would probably be the name because we got to stick with our theme.
yeah. But like alright,
Guys, I have something to admit. This is the first Steven Seagal movie I've ever seen. I just realized while watching Under Siege.
Really, ever?
Yeah,
the only
so
one
I
that-
was
Honestly, just shut the door on it. You've seen
I
the only one worth
realized
watching.
when I put play. Oh, I remember Will Sasso's Steven Seagal from Mad TV.
You never saw
And-
Exit Wounds?
No,
Or
it's
Glimmer
just this,
Man.
I've weirdly seen Glimmer Man. Actually.
Shout out DMX, RIP, I love you.
You know why I've seen Glimmer Man? Because of how does this get made? I just realized, but I forgot about it until you just mentioned it.
Alright. So I wanted to watch Bones Break, but like we already said, none of his
Cheap.
like
Too
none
cheap.
none of his Aikido influenced movies are free, and we didn't want to pay money. We didn't want to give his Russian sellout any money, so we watched what was free on Netflix. Under Siege, Die Hard on a ship, an ex-Navy SEAL turned.
One of the better Die Hard on a blank like knockoffs that came out in the wake of Die Hard. To be fair,
Well, it was directed by Andrew Davis, who also directed The Fugitive, Above the Law, A Perfect
Just think,
Murder,
if
and
Under
Holes.
Siege didn't exist, Tommy
And
Lee
Holes?
Jones probably wouldn't have been in The
Holes.
Fugitive and probably wouldn't have won the Oscar.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it was also written by oh, I missed it. I had it somewhere here.
I thought
Oh,
this
he
movie's really
Pretty
fun.
Woman. It's weird combo, but yeah. Yeah, basically, like we already said, like it's Die Hard, but on a ship. Steven Seagal plays a cook.
I was gonna say it's not quite Die Hard because
But
Steven Seagal can't
let me
let
say
himself
it,
be the
Brian.
everyman.
Let me
He
say
can't
it, Brian.
do it.
Oh,
Let me say it, Brian. Because
Fine.
he is a cook who assumes this is a everyday man, but we learn that he has a mysterious past as a Navy SEAL, where he's a badass, whatever.
Because he couldn't let himself just be a normal guy like
No.
So
So in this ship, there's Tomahawk missiles, essentially like mini nukes. Tommy Lee Jones and his band coming to board by the hands of Gary Busey, who is the XO of the ship. Gary Busey betrays everybody, brings in Tommy Lee Jones, and he's gonna sell the Tomahawks, and Steven Seagal just stops him. Like pretty much that's the movie. Like it's
it.
he has to save his fellow crewmen. He has to
There's
kill
a
terrorists.
parallel.
He has to keep them from unloading the Tomahawks.
There's
Yes,
a parallel.
Joe, this was your first time, and TJ, was this your first time as well?
No. So when I started watching this movie a couple days ago on Tuesday, when we were supposed to do the podcast.
Sorry.
Just kidding. I've done this to you guys so many times. Anyway, as soon as I started, and like you get him in the fucking galley of the ship, being Steven Seagal, and like it hit me that I've watched this right when I moved to Chicago, sitting at the same place at work watching it, and like the spitting in the suit of the Gary Busey, the redheaded guy who has shit against him, and him being like the biggest captain's pet I've ever heard. Was like, get the captain. Why don't you ask the captain? The captain likes my cooking. The captain. So like that shit, like it all hit me.
You gotta be more like Cole Meany, be a badass.
How could you forget Gary Busey just hitting that hard F?
No, my whole thing
5
is
minutes in.
Yeah.
what hit me is when Gary Busey comes out in the cross
drag?
doing the dance.
Yeah, he drops the hard F and then comes out as dressed as a
Yep.
woman. I was like, you're sending mixed signals here, sir.
Yeah. And like he spits a hot loogie in a soup. And he's like, he's spitting the soup. Like, just like the one thing I like about
this
this.
is the first movie I ever saw anybody locked in a freezer, which is like a trope.
Well, also he has the buddy
The
from.
Shining.
I didn't see The Shining before I saw Under Siege.
Oh, okay.
Tuco.
He's in a couple movies, but what was it?
Tuco from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Tuco.
Yeah, like it's 40 degrees in there, and he's just like, "Well, he'll be fine." You're just like,
Yeah.
"Really, no?"
He had the funniest scene.
That's that guy's name is Raymond Cruz, by the way, not Tuco.
He's Tuco.
No, he's Raymond Cruz, and he's in a bunch of other shit. He's in Alien Resurrection.
He's Tuco.
That's why you know his name.
They have like the funniest scene though together because he liberates them, right? And he's like, "Jace, are you okay? Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah." And that's their scene. I was like, we needed that scene.
Take my pies out of the oven.
Yeah. With Joe, the only other movie I've ever seen is Exit Wounds of Steven Seagal. I made it an actual point to not watch any of this fucking guy's movies just because of the mockery he makes of the art of martial arts. But
he's like a decorated martial artist too, pre being a movie star.
Maybe. I don't know. Do you know?
He did have some legitimate Aikido skills to some extent. But it is debatable.
I have my white belt. You could say the same thing about me. I could tell I have a black belt.
I just found him so funny. My one note, I literally wrote two notes.
I
wrote 2 notes down. Holy shit, they got George Bush Sr., which then I realized was definitely clipped from like the news or something. And then And then the other note was this man has no chemistry with anyone on screen.
No, he's a human cardboard. He's a cutout of Steven Seagal being propped around.
like the ending, the ending kiss of him reading that line of like "and my girl" or whatever in his kiss.
No.
What?
They have the
there's been no hint that there's any chemistry between them, and he just kisses her out of nowhere.
This random black dude go like, "Oh, show me a move," and he's like, "I'm gonna show you a move."
Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
Sorry, guys, I gotta let my cat out.
Yeah, all right.
I have a cat.
And that had me laughing.
I just felt like he know what I've never seen any other movie. I feel like he knew what he was doing or acting in this one because like even just him the back and forth when he's in the freezer with the guy who is guarding him, like it's just like one of those things where he's like he spit in my soup, like that delivery. I'm like I feel like he knows what he's doing. Like he's just being an idiot, and just chopping it up.
I honestly found him very funny in this movie, but unintentionally, like his line delivery. Obviously, like Gary Busey knew what he was doing, so he was there. Like when he's dressed in drag, and he's like, "Do I look like somebody that needs psychological evaluation?" And Tommy Lee's like, "Yeah, maybe." Like he knew what movie he was in, but Steven Seagal was like trying to be cool, but he just came out as a fucking wooden.
I like how one of the IMDb trivia comments was. He doesn't have his traditional ponytail because Marines can't have ponytails. Like he fought for it at one point. Apparently, he's the one to suggest to add a stripper to the script because he wanted some comedic relief.
We want a lady on there, yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And Erica Lanick is killing it. She's gorgeous.
Dude,
yeah,
I appreciate that news scene.
It was a great
because,
surprise.
I'm a male, but why was she stripping alone in her room? What was the point of that scene?
She's supposed to come out during the party, but she takes too many, she's got seasickness. Gary Busey gives her some pills. She takes too many and she falls asleep in the cake. So she doesn't come out when she's supposed to, and she misses the whole shootout. So then when he comes in the room, he kicks the cake a little bit, and she thinks that's her cue to come out and dance. And that's how that happens.
For some reason
I've
kept
seen this movie so many times.
For her to betray him, because I just kept thinking like, why did Tommy Lee Jones, that has this perfect plan, everything planned out, bring in this random stripper?
Hey, she's not a stripper. She's a Playboy bunny. Come on now.
She's working as a stripper right now. This seems pretty low on her tier of life.
I don't know. This to me felt more like a USO thing. Like I was in Playboy and now I'm going out to entertain the troops.
Fine, whatever.
I think it's a little classier.
This attractive woman. Why is he bringing her along? Like I just kept waiting for her to betray Steven Seagal. That would have been the
twist. She
was
in on it too.
Because most movies write it that way. Most movies.
That would have been super dumb. I'm really glad they didn't do that.
That would have been dumb.
Yeah, just that. That would have been the only dumb part of the movie that broke the movie.
I have to talk. I have to just talk. This movie had me in for one man and one man only. Tommy Lee Jones. Fucking playing as a Rolling Stones roadie, but being
by the way,
that should have been the biggest red flag. That should have been the biggest red flag. Tommy Lee Jones as a rocker stood out like a fucking sore thumb. Like every single officer that
he was channeling.
Every single officer.
He doesn't look like a soldier.
He was channeling Two-Face in that too. The way he was like
better. This is better than Two-Face.
Oh yeah, but like it was the same like flamboyance.
This one or Two-Face.
It's the same flamboyance.
His jacket in this movie is what inspired our clothing bracket from 2 years ago. That fucking jacket with the big studded eagle on the back. Come on, that's right. So rock and roll.
I don't know. He made this movie fun. Like this movie, because of Tommy Lee Jones, is
one of my two favorite Tommy Lee Jones knife fighting movies. Love it.
It's a beer movie. This is a beer movie. This is a, hey guys, do you want to come over? I have like 5 rules you got to drink when these rules show up.
Okay. Or you got like, or you just have boys over and you slap on like, you just have like a stream of 5 action movies, one into the next. This is perfect.
Or like
right in there.
Yeah, or you have the boys over and y'all make out.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see Steven Seagal,
just touch your butt. Everybody touch their butt every time a keto happens.
Do one pump. One pump every time a keto.
The knife fight that you mentioned, it looks fucking dumb as hell in the beginning, but it has such a satisfying ending.
Yeah.
It's so brutal. The ending, he just stabs him in the head,
right through the top of the head.
And just throws him against
it's
the
a bad practical effect, though. The stab in the head.
Oh, I don't care. It's so brutal.
I love that knife fight, though. I love it. I love that Tommy Jones has got his his leathers on, so he can take hits. You know what I mean? He's not worried about getting.
They show him trying to stab him.
Like, the leather jacket. Yeah, when you're in a knife fight, leather jacket's like armor.
Do you think like Tommy Lee Jones after this movie though like went to his wife or whoever he's with at the time and is just the grumpy Tommy Lee Jones we know today? He was like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing?
Hell no, he was like, this director's about to put me in The Fugitive. I'm gonna win a fucking Oscar.
Well, he doesn't know that yet.
He did know that because he's Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, he is. He's cool.
I did have I laughed out loud a lot with Steven Seagal's line delivery, but one moment that I just couldn't stop laughing at was when they called him on the phone, right? And he's in a gunfire. Like, he's just like, you can hear the
satellite phone, right? Yeah. He's like in the hallway.
It's like this ship is under siege, right?
Yeah. And they talk and then they hang up. And one of the captains goes like, well, there's a lot of trouble on that ship. No shit.
This movie, like, it had parallels, like, it's before it came out, but we talked about earlier, The Rock. There's those parallels with the military, and, like, you have villains in The Rock being like, oh, you're like, oh, that's really, like, I kind of sympathize what he's doing there, why he's on a hostage. He doesn't want to kill anyone. This, Tommy Lee Jones and fucking Gary Busey are like, no, let's murder all the soldiers, and we just want the missiles.
I like they kill the
Tomahawks.
dude and then they're like, I'm gonna kill you and the man standing next to you. So think about that before you
Now
do
I'm just thinking
anything.
of like
Yeah.
little
That's
soldiers inside Dwayne the Rock Johnson. That's like all it's going through my head right now. Like inside the Rock, I'm like, what the fuck is the
But,
room?
You start off and like
The whole time we talked about The Rock earlier, TJ thought we were talking about Dwayne Johnson. So he was like too long. I don't understand. Not well paced. What's that? What does that even mean?
San Andreas was great, dude.
But because of The Rock, I was like waiting for like, oh, like why are they doing this? And then when they're doing it is just like, oh, you wanted some missiles?
Well, I mean, Strange was like a CIA spook, and they tried to kill him. So he's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna steal some nukes and sell them."
Yeah, he's talking. He mentions that he's talking to like a frog, which is a French buyer, and then he tells him, if you don't buy them for 2.6 million, something like that, I'm gonna talk to Mohammed. So he has buyers for the
Yeah, I
missile.
mean, like, I
Well, they
get it.
show up. I mean, there's already people show up with that sub to unload them, and we
Okay,
get, Casey has to go and like blow up the sub or make it so it can't take off and shit.
I have
So
a
he gets to have his
recast.
Die Hard moment where he jumps over the side of the boat, like,
Yeah.
I have a recasting offer to you guys. You take it, you don't take it. We take LL Cool J's chef from Deep Blue Sea, and he's actually a chef.
I'll take it.
Take it.
Oh, you don't
And
have to say
he's-
any more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Take
got
he's Steven Seagal in
say
this
less.
movie.
Yeah. Can you
Done.
replace
Done.
the big old fat white guy in the screen behind Jusef with LL Cool J instead?
Yes.
Because, like,
Yeah, I
truly,
said it,
like, you
Seagal.
bring
You're
it up.
fucking
Oh
white.
damn! Now I want that to be the new.
Just think of a chef.
Well, it doesn't make the joke land anymore. But man, I want to see LL Cool J on Under Siege so bad.
I mean, Jusef, I could make that thumbnail real quick.
If you can give it to me now. Oh, in my head again.
No one's gonna get
Or
it.
maybe half Seagal and the other half LL
Yes,
Cool J. Maybe do
you're
both.
gonna get it.
Do
Yes.
both. Yeah? Okay.
I
All
will
right.
make it.
Guys, this is
Make
how
it
the
fat
sausage
like
is
a
made. You
shark
ever wonder
fin.
how we
Start
come
making
up
it
with
now
clever
while we're talking.
titles and the
Nah,
awesome art? This is how.
Let's see. Photoshop might screw up our.
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Back to the movie.
Oh yeah.
What was
What
it?
about Under Siege?
Yeah, it was why.
It was fine.
No,
It wasn't my pick. I wanted to talk about
all
all
the
the
I get
villains.
that, but
favorite
like,
Die Hard knockoffs. I think
and
these
this
are
isn't
the
like,
best
and I'm gonna,
job.
yeah, well, I'm gonna be dead serious. Like, were you growing up like a big Steven Seagal film guy?
Yeah.
Not really. I've seen like Above the Law. I've seen Hard to Kill. I've seen Marked for Death, but I don't own any of them. They were never ones that like stuck
No.
with me. Like Under Siege is the only one that ever hung. That only ever stayed, and
I
it became part of my like
gravitated- I
regular action
gravitated to-
rotation.
I gravitated to anything martial arts as a kid. So Steven Seagal, Jet Li,
Van
Jackie
Damme.
Chan,
Van
anything
Damme.
that was kicking and punching. But
Oh,
John
yeah,
I
Damn.
saw him, but for some reason, this is the only one that ever stuck with me.
I don't
Why
know
does still
what it
get-
is about like him, and his movies just missed me completely. Like I was same with you, like the Chan and even Van Damme. I've only seen 2 Bloodsports, I think. How many are there? 4, 3?
One.
Oh, yeah, but only original Bloodsport matters.
Maybe I'm
You
thinking.
can see Universal Soldier and Hard Target.
I've never seen those.
Time Cop.
Oh, Time
Street
Cop
Fighter.
is a legit
Street
dope
Fighter.
movie. Time Cop rules.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
Shout out
Time
Rob.
Cop's is probably right up there with Bloodsport. Those are like his 2 best.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Good time travel movie too.
What
He
was the-
always figured out how to defeat a villain with a split kick.
Hell yeah, he
Oh.
did.
What was the movie from? What was the movie from Step Brothers that they're watching? The Seagal movie
Ooh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
from the. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, I
That's
don't remember
stupid.
which one it is though.
Ooh, Lionheart.
Because
was
those
the one.
like the 3 that I mentioned really run together for me. I mean, one I know he like goes into a coma and wakes up. I think that's Above the Law. And then one of them he's
that's
fighting.
Hard to Kill.
Is that Hard to Kill? Oh, makes
Hard to
sense.
Kill.
The name, Hard to
I've
Kill.
seen Hard to Kill. Then I've definitely seen Hard.
And then the one we were gonna watch, Marked for Death. I think he's fighting like a Jamaican gang. I'm pretty sure in that one.
Yeah,
Like
in that
gang.
one, he breaks so much fucking.
Also,
arms.
On Deadly Ground was one that I saw quite because that came
Like,
after.
there-
That was the
I
last-
maybe mixed them up, but there's a fight sequence that happens like at a mall, like at a jewelry store, where he legit just breaks every single arm, like appears in the screen.
Well, you know what he does in this one? He does the Seagal, instead of doing like the elbow breaks and all those shoulder pops and stuff, he does his stupid
Just
fucking
stabs
finger
everyone.
rolls. Like he grabs a hand, twists
Yeah,
the
like
wrist,
twists
rolls
them
you.
around.
He does it
flips
so
them.
much. I'm like, I'm out.
I
You
because-
know who has a great breaking bone sequence? Tony Jaa. I think it's the Protector actually,
Probably
where
actually
people
probably
just
broke
keep
bones.
coming. People just keep
Oh, I
coming
was
out
gonna
of
say
nowhere.
the opening scene of Jet Li's Fist of Legend is one of my favorite, where he breaks so many bones.
So many bones. That's
Yeah.
true.
What? By the way, the thumbnail thing's not going to work. This is the thumbnail.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't.
whatever. Are we ready to rate this thing? Is it that time?
Let's go into the ratings. Hey.
Ratings phase. Ratings phase.
Ratings phase.
DJ.
Oh, god damn it! Why? It's not bad. It actually, if I like saw this probably as a kid, it would be up there with some of my probably favorite action movies. Because again, as bad as Seagal sucks, I don't know, something about this for me, like he knew the stupid like comedic notes he was hitting, or even if he didn't, the
It still
director
works.
probably
Yeah, it still
the director
lands.
probably
So.
led him that direction. Obviously, that's what he's supposed to do. So I'm not gonna fucking poop on it. It's not shitty. It's like a 5.8 hot loogies in a soup. You know what I mean? And that shit gross.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, he really hawks it back. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like one of those ones where like what's the movie Ace Ventura 2 where he does it in the tent. He's like, yep, yeah.
Joe.
Good, Joe.
Yeah. I actually had a lot of fun with this. I mean, I just watched it today, but like I could definitely see myself, like I said, in a certain situation, putting on again and laughing and slugging some beers to it. So give me like a 5.8 birthday cakes.
Oh, yeah, okay, I
Beautiful,
like that.
perfect titties jumping out.
Yes.
We're flying in Hawaiian food. He's like, what? Did the captain approve that?
Also, wait, I have one note about the end in the very last shot. What the fuck was that? Did they all just get changed on the ship and then she keep wearing her sailor uniform?
Yeah, like she got a new sailor uniform. She's a
Yeah,
sailor
like
now.
Like
She's
implied
an
that
honorary sailor.
I think she
Yeah.
joined up. I think like this inspired her. I like to think
Oh,
she
okay.
joined up.
Baywatch.
confused the hell. I'm like, this is a big change. You just had a big traumatic event. Why are you doing a ceremony
He's
for?
got his whites on and everything's looking all good.
Yeah, it's the ending fucking shot.
Fine.
Yeah, just with.
Yeah, like I said, this is the only Seagal movie that stuck with me. I've seen it a lot of times. And I do really enjoy it. It's like beneath all my favorites. It's never gonna be in my top 10, it's not gonna make that high. It's not, it would be after all my favorite Stallones and after all my favorite Schwarzeneggers. But it is solid, and like I said, as far as Die Hard knockoffs went, which there were a lot of them, it's like this one, Cliffhanger, Air Force One, and those are like kind of the top. So I'd give this like a 6.5, maybe a 6.7 even.
Nice. Not bad.
Pretty good. That's
6.7. Stranix sunglasses, or you know what? 6.7 hunks of meat carved off with a knife and thrown across the room to somebody.
I'll agree. It's not the one that I wanted to watch, but it is arguably his only good movie.
Good.
Yeah, his wooden acting always made me laugh. There's a lot of good jokes, like from Gary Busey, and Tommy Lee Jones throughout the movie that really resonate. And Busey and
I
Tommy
meant
Lee
to
Jones.
say that too. Like the supporting cast in this one really carries it. Like
Why?
they're really good.
Why? Well, one other question I had of this, and I just reminding of it. When the guys go to find him in the freezer, why do they shoot sporadically? You're on a fucking boat. You can't just shoot gun like. I don't know. It's just like.
They're not in space. It's not like it's gonna sink if they get a hole in the side. As long as they're not underwater.
6. I'm gonna give it a 6. Loogies in soup. Out of 10.
All right, TJ.
TJ.
Oh,
what do you got for us?
Oh,
You're
yes.
breaking the seal on the new 10 because this is 80.
Yeah,
We're
so
going
it's
to
81, episode 81.
I got a little game for us guys. All right, real easy. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Shout out your name as soon as I'm done it. First question: who directed Mac and Me?
Oh, was it the dude who? Oh, wait, was it the guy who was in?
Oh, I know it. I know
No,
it.
no, wait, stop looking it up. Was it?
I know
was
it.
that big cheater.
Was it the guy who was in fucking Starsky and Hutch?
I don't
One
know.
of those
I know it.
actors.
What is the main character's name in A Gnome Named Norm?
Fucking Kevin.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, that was his name,
Steve.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Fucking
All right, regardless.
Tony.
I don't have a fucking game. I just want to
Lumen.
Lumen. I actually watched that the other day. I'm gonna pull a little. I created this channel thing right now, and we're gonna watch 2 movies, and I think we'll be fine. But the flyby showed us that we can, watch 2 movies and talk about it in a short amount of time. I don't know what it is, but also a lot of it popped up when I was watching Under Siege because they have the same actress in it. So we're watching 2 movies, 2 Tales from the Crypt movies. We're watching Bordello Blood and we're watching Demon Knight.
Hell yeah.
I think it's only like an hour 29, hour 30
No,
apiece.
They're breeze.
Yeah, like they're pretty, but like
Demon Knight's an all-timer. I don't have Bordello Blood. I used to have a 2-pack. Then I got a really nice Blu-ray, and I just
think it's home.
It's probably on
I
HBO
think-
though, right?
if we can't find it, I mean, we can make it work.
Really?
But either way,
Tales of the Crypt has weird
all,
rights.
all movie selections are subject to change.
we should actually
You can
put,
go back. We went over that in the City Slickers episode.
Yeah,
Go
you should
check
put a
it out.
little PSA on the bottom, just like all these movie suggestions, because that's happened to me a couple times.
No, we're watching
I think these 2 actually will save my, or at least you guys from watching one of my bad movies because I'm also, another thing too is like we're going into the fall. It's by the time this next one comes out,
It's on
think it'll
Hulu,
be-
guys.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
good. Because it's a Scream Factory release, Bordello Blood, so it's fucking expensive.
Oh,
I have the Scream Factory Demon Knight. It's nice.
But there's a 2-pack on DVD of Demon Knight and Bordello
buying it.
Blood.
I used to have. That's the one I had, and I got rid of it when I got the nice Demon Knight because
Where can the people find
Spoiler
you?
alert, sucks.
Right.
You guys can find me at TJ Dex on Twitter. You guys on the Flyer State on YouTube. Click like, subscribe. You know the deal. What you got, Joe?
You can find me at Flyover State of Fear on this channel. We have the episode with Lon's out with Vader's and the Body Snatchers. The Evil Dead remake episode is coming out, and then I gotta fill some others. And at Shendango1, just being a sassy bitch.
Sassy bitch. Brian, where can the people find you?
You can find me, right here. In fact, me and TJ just dropped a little video about the 2 Suicide Squad movies and Birds of Prey. We called it the Harlogy, a term I am still trying to make happen. I'm going to make it work. I think we can get it going. It's not looking great. But kind of like the Suicide Squad's box office, if you know what I'm saying.
Am I right?
A thing. But anyway, you can check that out on this channel and also find me on Twitter. I threw some bait out at a Snyder fan earlier, and they didn't take it. I was kind of bummed out. I wanted to pick a fight, and they didn't even rise to my bait. They were like, "Ooh, I'm too
always
good for
take
this."
it. All right, I could buy this double pack. I had to make sure it was widescreen.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.